give you a toast, ladies and gentlemen. I give you a toast, ladies and gentlemen. May this fair land we love so well in dignity and freedom dwell. Though worlds may change and go awry, while there is still one voice to cry, there'll always be an England while there's a country lane. Wherever there's a cottage small beside a field of grain, there'll always be an England while there's a busy street. Wherever there's a turning wheel, a million marching feet. Red, white, and blue.
During the 1970s, the process of independence for those Pacific islands seeking it was complete. England, Australia and New Zealand granted independence to all its possessions in the South Pacific. It was perhaps the most peaceful decolonization process to occur in any one region in the world.
As a new decade began, the new face of the SPC started to emerge. The new SPC flag was hoisted in a special ceremony on the 23rd anniversary of the signing of the Canberra Agreement. It coincided with the appointment of Afyong Afofovole Misimoa from Western Samoa, the first Secretary General from the islands.
And it was quite enjoyable to be there when the flag was raised. Simone handed the other girl the flag, and then the Tongan girl hoisted it to the masthead.
It was also the year Fiji gained independence, which would make it the fourth independent island member of the SPC. Nauru became independent in 1965, and in the same year, the Cook Islands achieved self-governing status in association with New Zealand. Despite the changes in the SPC, islanders pushed to discuss political issues. France had established a nuclear testing facility in French Polynesia, much to the concern of the rest of the Pacific. Conference tried to discuss the issue, but it led to the delegate from France, Mr. Netre, walking out of the conference, the first time in the history of the SPC. Netre commented,
"If delegates want to discuss politics, then they should do so in their own forum."
Red, white, and blue, what does it mean to you? Surely you're proud, shout it aloud, Britain's awake. The Empire too, we can depend on you. Freedom remains, these are the chains nothing can break. There'll always be an England, and England shall be free. If England means as much to you as England means to me.
They wanted to be able to talk face to face with the metropolitan countries about political and economic issues that affected their region.
There are two theories about the emergence of the forum. One is that New Zealand was behind it. The other is that the group of Pacific Island leaders that were pushing for change in the South Pacific Commission were the main instigators of the forum. And I think both are true. They were working at the same time for the same end. So New Zealand leaders really felt that there needed to be change in the South Pacific. Here was a new group of independent countries. New Zealand saw itself as part of this region, and they wanted to encourage independent development of a new organisation that would have just membership from independent countries. And they were particularly clear on the reason why they were being obstructed in the South Pacific Commission, in the conference. They couldn't talk about the things they wanted to talk about, so this was time to move. So this is what happened.
The initiative for the setting up of the forum came primarily so far as I know, from Premier Albert Henry of the Cook Islands. The Cooks became fully self-governing in 1965 on a status of full self-government in association with New Zealand. Albert's proposal was accepted. I have a feeling that Albert saw that as only a fully self-governing community, the Cook Islands might be left behind a bit if the independent countries were to get together in a circle and regard independence as the criterion of membership. So he took the initiative, and he's quite famous for taking initiatives. And he got himself into the circle on the minimum qualification of full self-government.
By raising political issues at the South Pacific Conference, the island leaders could see how divisive this could be to the SPC. They wanted the advantages the SPC could offer, and also what they could gain from the forum. The new island nations needed assistance to develop their people and economies, and by having two organizations, they could benefit from both.
I don't think we could have got through our get-together at SPSC and then develop into a forum without Albert Henry's role. He was useful by being an entertainer's role. He makes us feel not to be depressive. Our views are not accepted. And I remember he was saying that one of the discussants said, "I've just found a gold mine." I said, "Where? We're in the Cook Islands." No, New Zealand government.